Hey guys, and welcome to For the Bit, the podcast where we work, eat, and play all in the name of the bit. I'm Jeffrey.
And I'm Erin.
And this week for the bit, we practice social distancing. Wow.
That we did.
Wow, it is really weird. I guess we should address a couple elephants in the room already, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Hit the ground running.
Yeah. Want to take it away for our first elephant in the room?
Oh, first elephant in the room is obviously there for our pre-existing fans. There is a name change.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wait, is that the first elephant in the room you want me to talk about?
Oh yeah, I said, oh, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you said, oh, no. Oh,
No.
I'm so sorry. But yeah, there's been a name change. We hope you like it. We basically named it changed the name because, well, we never really talked about homework. And it was like, if you remember way back when we made the podcast for Jeffrey's class, and, we made it like college oriented, and it was like all about the college, but like we never really talked about the college either way.
Yeah.
So we decided to change the name. And if you're like my dad and you don't know what For the Bit means, I say it all the time. Jeffrey does too. I don't know, all of our friends say it. It's like for the joke, kind of. Like a lot of times, like if you don't feel like doing something, I'll just say like, do it for the bit because it'll be funny, even though you don't feel like doing it. I don't know really how to
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people say it, I feel like recently now. Do it for the bit. Yeah. So exactly. And we realized that a couple podcasts in a row, we were doing different things like for the bit. Like if you remember, we did like trying a gluten-free day, and we also tried other things that I cannot remember off the top of my head. So embarrassing. But we just decided that for this podcast, we'll take it into like pretty much the same direction, but just try a couple different things and just like see what happens.
Yeah. So we hope you like it. I know, so sad that Homework and Hang is no longer, and I really loved our intro, but hopefully you like our new intro.
Yeah, we've been working real hard on this rebranding.
Oh yeah, so let us know if you like the new intro, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Comment down below.
Yeah, comment down below. Well, guys, there's another elephant in the room, and that is that me and Erin are not in the same location today. We are in opposite locations. We are currently recording this on Zoom, which is it's like a meeting, sort of like conferencing meeting online video service where you can like video chat with people.
You know what it is. You've seen the memes.
And we haven't recorded a Homework and Hang for like 2 weeks because I was supposed to be going to Disney last week, but then a couple of things happened and couldn't go anymore. We'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, so because of like the coronavirus and everything going around in the world, a lot of places, especially where we live, were put onto like a shelter in place, which is like, do not leave your house unless you have to leave your house. So that is what we are doing. We have been practicing our social distancing, and we obviously didn't want to leave you guys without an episode, so we decided to do it on Zoom this week. We have been Zooming all week. We are Zooming. I don't think I've talked about Zoom as much in this past week ever.
Yeah, Jeffrey really loves to Zoom. His catchphrase is "we Zoomin'." We've done a couple things on Zoom. Jeffrey's favorite feature is the screen share, so he'll like share his screen with us. We played a couple games on there.
Yeah, we played Sorry one night.
Oh, well, that wasn't a screen share. That was more, I had the Sorry board, and then I just propped my computer up so everyone could see the board, and then I played all the parts. But that's quarantine, so...
Yeah, but you got to do what you got to do. But because we're on Zoom, there is a cool feature where you can actually record your meeting. So right now, me and Erin are like face-to-face looking at each other, but we're using our podcasting microphones. And we are recording everything because, drum roll please, I think... we are going to try and upload video podcasts. This will be our first attempt at it. You will be seeing us in our separate locations. Just videoing. Obviously
not the most ideal video recording, but we're doing it.
Exactly. It's something that we've wanted to try and do, like the video portion of a podcast. And we've like talked about it for so long. And then we were like, okay, well, like if we're on Zoom and it's recording a video for us anyway, we're just going to dive right into it and try it.
Yeah. Yeah. No time
Yeah.
like right now because we have so much free time.
But now I also realize is that you guys can now see me the entire time we're recording this podcast. One thing I realized is that when we would record the podcast and it would just be audio, I could do whatever I wanted and you guys would never know what we were doing unless we were saying it out loud. And now you can really see into our lives and actually into our homes.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of I don't know, like nonverbal communication that me and Jeffrey have you guys that we have during the podcast that now you guys can all see.
Exactly. So if you want to see any of this nonverbal communication, or you want to see how many times I've already taken a drink out of,
I know, I really should have brought a drink for myself because Jeffrey is really fine dining over there.
I know. Well, then you can check out on YouTube. You can just search For the Bit Podcast and you can subscribe and try us out on visual. But if visual is not your thing and you just want to listen while you're driving in the car, we will still be on Anchor. But if you need a little something extra in this quarantine, hit us up, okay?
Love it. So anyway, I think our first topic of conversation is...
Sorry, something popped up on my computer.
I know, your face turned white.
I know. My emails just keep popping up every so often. Like, they just pop up. And hopefully that'll be the last time it happens on this podcast. Okay.
I'm not as fancy as Jeffrey, so nothing is popping up. I have had 0 messages since we've started recording, and I will continue to have 0 messages. Anyway.
But it's been a journey to get here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, it has.
It has been a journey.
As you can see, we both have our microphones. And usually we record the podcast at Jeffrey's house, and he has both microphones, and everything is crystal clear and beautiful. But about 2 weeks ago, when we recorded our last podcast, we didn't really think about what was coming, or
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Guess we didn't. I think like 2 weeks ago when we were talking about it, we didn't even think like it would get to the point where like you're not allowed to like go out and see people, because I think we were like, I could have sworn like after we ended the podcast, we said something like, yeah, if school, like since we're like not going back to school, because spoiler alert, I think we talked about this in our last podcast that we're not going back to school for the rest of the semester. We're doing online. We were like, oh, like you can just come over and we'll record the podcast on Thursdays. Wrong.
Yeah, we were.
A lot can change.
Super wrong. Yep. And also we joked about your mom when I was leaving. She was like, "Well, you won't be seeing Jeffrey for a good long while," and I was like, "Oh, haha, Mrs. Redmanowski." And
but she knew.
She knew because I was like, because like Jeffrey was like, "I'm never leaving my house again," and I was like, "Haha, Jeffrey. See you next week."
Yeah. See you on Thursday.
Yeah, that was false. I haven't seen Jeffrey in a good long while, except if we're Zooming.
I know, unless we're Zooming. But because we didn't have the microphones, this morning we woke up and we were like, we need to record a podcast, but we both need our microphones. So we went on a journey this morning.
We did. We went on a social distancing journey. Now, we took all the precautions necessary. I was gonna, in my head when I woke up, I imagined Jeffrey leaving it at the bottom of this driveway and then me just zooming past, grabbing it, and then going. But then we took kind of a different journey.
Yeah, well, because I felt bad that you would have had to drive like all the way to my house and then drive all the way back to your house. And also, I have not left the house in days. So I gotta admit, when I left the house today, I felt free. I made a separate, because you know we always be vlogging. I made a separate vlog and it was literally like, I feel like Rapunzel because Jeffrey walks his dog and takes on good long walks, and then everyone else be going on the family walk. Our pre-K pal is always taking the family walks. Oh yeah.
My family doesn't like to walk together, and I don't have a dog, so I really have had no reason to go outside. So I have been in my house. If I'm not in my room, I am in my basement. I don't even know what the weather was like.
It was so nice today.
Well, it was so nice today when I finally escaped my tower, but I didn't even know if it was. I didn't know if it was warm. I didn't know if it was cold. I didn't know it was. I didn't even check the weather because I've just been in sweatpants every day. It doesn't matter. The air conditioning will do it.
We'll do it justice. Well, that's how. Okay, look, I like you said, I've left to go on a walk with my dog, which I have a story about that for a later time in the podcast. But like you said, like I haven't really driven anywhere in like almost a week. Like, so that's pretty crazy. And I think yours is a little longer that you haven't driven, right?
Yeah, I think so. Because I'm trying to think about the last time I drove somewhere.
But like I just like when I was driving today, I literally like I was going only 40 miles per hour, but I thought I was flying. Like I thought I was going so fast. And it's because I haven't been in a car to move that fast in a while.
I
Like
know. I felt like
I wasn't speeding or anything. Like I was going like the speed limit, like 45 was the speed limit. And I was in my car and I was like, oh my God, I'm going so fast.
No, I know. I got in my car and I was like, oh my gosh, do I remember how to drive? I do. But I was like, it feels so weird.
Like it felt so wrong.
Yeah. It's the same feeling that I got back when we went on like when we go like away, like when we went to Disney last year, when I got back, I was like, oh my gosh, when I got in my car, I felt so weird because you've just been like walking the whole time. It's a little different because also I haven't seen the sunlight. It's just been from the window. I haven't even been near a window or a door that's been open. Like, well, not even close.
Oh, we've been opening the windows and stuff to like get fresh air in. But like today when we were like when we were on our way to meet in the middle, I was like literally like, this feels so wrong. Like I feel like I should be on my way to class right now, which I have talked about this on the podcast before. One of my favorite things in the world is going to class in the springtime, which a lot of people are like, no, because then you have to sit in a classroom in the spring, which that is not fun. But I think it is amazing where like you like, because I have to park far to walk to my classes. And like, I know you have to walk far from your dorm, and that walk on a nice spring day is amazing. And I love nothing more than that. And I just wanted to walk to class today. That's all I gotta say. I almost shed a tear.
I did. No, today.
I did shed a tear.
No, but today, yeah, I did kind of feel sad because I was like, oh, springtime, and I've just been inside. But maybe, but I could just go take a walk. It's not really that deep. Yeah. Nobody's not making me go outside. I really just haven't.
I know it's been a little crazy, but anyway, like you were saying earlier before, I think I really got us off topic. But like you said, we took the proper precautions. I wiped the entire. Well, okay. Since we haven't recorded the podcast in 2 weeks, I haven't touched the microphone in 2 weeks. Like I wasn't down here like hands all over all the microphones. Like they literally were sitting in the spots that we left them last time we recorded the podcast. No one really comes in my basement. So like, even though like I'm positive there were no germs on it for 2 weeks because there was no one down here to get germs on them, I still came down here ready to go with some paper towels and some wet ones. And I really wiped down the entire microphone, packaged it in the box, did not touch the microphone, like used the wet ones or Clorox wipes or whatever to pick it up and like put it into the box. Because we're not messing around.
Yeah. I didn't have to take all those precautions because but yeah, we got in our cars, we met halfway. Also, we found the perfect halfway.
Oh, mark. We really did.
No, we literally, after we met, we pulled out at the same time because you were driving behind me for a little bit, like when I have to turn around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when I was wiping my car down.
Oh, yeah. Also, Jeffrey was wiping his car down because there's like a part where like we were next to each other and I looked to my right and Jeffrey was wiping. Red light. Oh, we were at a red light, but Jeffrey's wildly wiping down his car, which doesn't really make any sense because he didn't touch anything. But
the air got in.
Every
the air got in.
Yep.
I touched the outside air.
But guys, it was so funny. It really did look like a drug deal because Jeffrey gets out of his car. He drops it in the middle because we're like 6 parking spots away.
Oh, 6 feet? No, try 6 parking spots. And then you put it in the middle. 1, 2, 3, the white line.
Yep, exactly. And he dropped it, and then he got back in his car. I waited till he got back in, and then I went to go get it. Then I got my car. It was honestly kind of sad, but it was perfect.
Well, when I said like to my mom, she was like, "Oh, you guys didn't like." She's like you got out of your car, you put it down, and then went back in your car, and she got out. She's like, "You didn't like pull up and like talk to each other for a little bit?" And I said, "No, we didn't enter the outside air in the same like time. Like it was."
I literally waited for him to get back in his car. I think anyone else who was doing that would have done it differently, but we were taking all the precautions.
Yeah, my mom was like, I mean, like, yeah, you could have like put it down and then got out like separately, and like she's like, you didn't like roll down your windows and speak to each other, and I was like, no, not really.
We really didn't.
It was all business.
It was all, yeah, that was official podcast business. We were not friends then. We were.
Oh, no, this was essential. This had to happen. We were not messing around. We're not spreading anything. Because I also like put it in a plastic bag, carried it in a plastic bag, put it on the ground, took it out of the plastic bag so that you didn't have to touch the plastic bag that had been sitting in my house in my car.
Yep, it was very smart. I didn't bring my plastic bag.
Gave it a little wipe.
Yep. No, I lifted it up with like Clorox wipes or something.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Because I was like, shoot, he brought a plastic bag. We literally must have looked like the biggest fools, because also there was people in the parking lot, so I just went down a few more.
Wait, I did see that. I was like, who else is in this parking lot?
I know.
Well, also, I am going to admit, I am the biggest. On a normal basis, I'm a little bit of a germaphobe, so you can just imagine how much this situation is really heightening my germophobia.
Yeah, no, Jeffrey is definitely. Before that.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I literally put my. Did you see that my phone was in a plastic bag? Did you see as we were driving by, I waved it in the plastic bag? I was like,
in a plastic bag? Yeah, I saw that. My phone was not in a plastic bag. See, those are always. I'm like, oh, I think I'm taking all the precautions, and then you see Jeffrey. But yeah, Jeffrey is a little bit of a germaphobe. But also I would say that I'm not the least bit of a germaphobe, but I think I'm more comfortable with the outside world. But really hanging out with Jeffrey has really gotten me. You should, before we had to quarantine and stuff, like when we were still back at school, Jeffrey was opening doors with the handle part, like, and he would like take his hand and do like the handle part, and then like far away, like I don't know how to describe it, and then he would open them at the top of the doors, like he would push the top of the doors because
nobody touches the top of a door frame except for me. Well, yeah, and now you guys.
Yeah, well, and now me.
You're welcome.
Because I was really going around, and it was before we had to we had to there was precautions taken like soon after the school was shut down and stuff, but like before, like everyone was like in quarantine, I was going around, I was like,
oh, I was not messing around.
And like with my hand at the top of the door, and my mom was like, what are you doing? And I was like, Jeffrey told me nobody touches the top of the door. You should see. So, okay. Yeah.
Well, first of all, we both did vlog the experience. So I think we're gonna combine that into one singular vlog. And if you want to check out the behind the scenes of what actually went down, you heard us a great retelling of it. But if you want to see what actually happened and what went down, then you can check it out on YouTube.
Yeah. So yeah, that was our adventure with the microphone. So we got back, or I have my microphone and Jeffrey has his. So we're ready to record.
Yeah, but just one little sidebar. I just want to say that I have been prepping for this moment of cleanliness for my entire life, because there was a good portion of my life where
sorry, my mom had to come down because she had such an important question.
But anyway, I have been planning for this cleanliness my entire life, because I should not be admitting this on the internet for everyone to hear, but there was a point in my life where every time I left the house, I would have to take a paper towel and wipe the bottom of my shoes because I thought they were dirty.
Yeah, Jeffrey.
So Jeffrey, I know how to keep things clean. That was what I'm trying to say. But anyway,
but
have you been?
anyway,
Yeah, have you been doing any fun quarantine things? Any fun little stories?
I know I'm trying to think like what's different than what other people are doing because I've been sitting on my phone. I've been editing a lot of videos though because if you don't know already, me and Jeffrey are master video editors,
Oh
and
yeah.
I take a lot of vlogs. So all the vlogs that I haven't put in a video, they're being put in videos. That's really the main event. But yeah, no, it's been kind of weird living with my family because we're never in the same room ever at the same time.
That's
If you
what I
compare
want to
to
say too. Like I like commute from home and this is the most I've seen my family in so long. And it's because we're all stuck in these close quarters.
yeah, it's like actually kind of weird because well, like first like I'm at like college and then my brother, he came back like 2 months ago, but he was in Djibouti for a while. So nobody was really seeing him. So it really was my mom and my youngest brother for a while. My mom and my youngest brother for a while. Like the other day, I heard them talking downstairs, and I guess they just thought that I couldn't hear them, but they were like, "Remember when it was just us? Yeah, it was so good." And I was like, "Oh,
Wow.
oh wow." They, they were like, "Yeah, we run this place." But like 2 days ago, we had like our first like dinner that we sat at the table, and we were all there in probably like 3 years, probably. I mean, my dad's still not here. He's also in Djibouti. um, but he's having his own quarantine adventures. But I think that's probably the weirdest that we're all like together and we're all sharing like the same space. Like
Yeah,
I'm in my
that
basement
definitely.
now, and I had to ask my brother if I could use the basement because he was already down there.
Well, I'm lucky. Well, my basement is not finished, so nobody comes down here. So I was just like, I'm going to the basement, everyone.
Bye.
No one ever comes down here. It's a little scary. Um, I was going to turn this into my quarantine hangout, my basement, but I came down here to clean it up a bit, and I saw one cricket, and I went back. I turned around and went right back upstairs.
Yeah,
It's
Jeffrey's
also
not keen on.
no, it is also kind of cold down here, but you know that from recording the podcast.
Oh yeah, I am familiar with the basement. I love Jeffrey's basement. It's the party lights really do
Oh,
it.
I do have party lights here. If you're watching the podcast on YouTube, here's a little insider scoop for you. I do have these little party lights at the top.
Party
Yeah,
lights.
it's just rope lights. Me and my dad put them up one time because I don't know, in high school I had a couple of friends over in the basement once. No big deal. Um, and so yeah, I put out these party lights and they've been kicking ever since. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I
speaking of
don't have
social
anything cool in the
distancing,
basement. Oh,
yeah, like I had a little issue the other day. So we've been stuck inside for a while. We all know that. We've covered that. And the other day it was nice outside. It was Monday it rained, so I guess it was Tuesday. Tuesday it was a really nice day outside.
mm-hmm.
And so I went into my backyard. I was like, okay, I'll go into my backyard. I'm not going to run into anyone. Like I won't have to social distance from anyone. It's my backyard. No one's going to be out there. And so I went into my backyard thinking I was safe, and that was my first mistake. Nope, wasn't safe because I was walking, and all of a sudden I heard and I look down, and there is a snake that is slithering past my foot. And it like, okay, like if this is my foot, the snake is like, so it's like, it wasn't like over top of my foot.
It wasn't like the squirrel.
No, not like the squirrel when you stepped off the squirrel, but
Yeah.
the snake was a little too close for my comfort. It was not 6 feet apart from me. It was not practicing social distancing. And so in the moment I like froze for a second and I just like wasn't thinking. We stared at each other. It was like a little bit of a showdown. You know what I mean? Who's gonna win? Me, the 6-foot boy, or like the like 14-inch snake? We're not too sure. Anyway, that was my second mistake. I didn't run in the moment, and the snake didn't run either. We were both just in that standoff. And then my third mistake, I took a picture of the snake.
Wait, you did?
I did take a picture of the snake. Okay, well, I stared at it for a little, then I ran. The snake slithered, and it slithered into like the mulch and underneath like a plant. And then it was like turned around and started looking at me again. And then I was like, I need to take a picture of this. Nobody is going to know. And also, I wanted to compare it to what kind of snake. Was it poisonous? Was it not poisonous? I don't know. I figured it out. So I took a picture of it. I really, really zoomed in. And then that was my third mistake, was taking the picture of the snake, because every time I open up my camera roll now, all I see is the picture of the snake, as if it's not already engraved into my mind every time I try to go to bed at night.
I'm dead. You did not show me the snake pic. Oh, we'll have to insert it in.
Oh yeah, we'll insert it into the vid.
Yeah, if you're watching the video, here's the snake.
Oh, I know. Well, I'll just pull it up for a reference photo right now. I will also insert it, but just for reference, just to get it in your head, because I learned what type of snake it is. It was a.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, you might not be able to tell it. Like I said, it's in some mulch, and it was wintertime, so there's a little bit of like leaves and stuff in the mulch. We did not lay new mulch yet, but do you see the snake?
Oh yeah, I do see the snake. Jeffrey. Jeffrey.
Turns out it was a garden snake, so not poisonous.
Fine.
Well, not poisonous, but it was really sticking its tongue out at me, and I was like,
yeah. I mean, it's not fine, but it's like, yeah.
I just had to turn around because I just had a vision of the snake sneaking into my basement.
Oh.
Oh my God, I'm never going to sleep again.
Yeah, so anyway, so the snake,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else we've been doing. I've been playing a lot of childhood games while we've been
quarantine. Yes.
That has been I would say most of my time is playing childhood games.
You have been avidly playing Pizza Palace.
I have been avidly playing Pizza Palace. This is my asking for a sponsorship from Webkins, because I have played Pizza Palace so much. Pizza Palace is probably the best game on Webkins. I'm just going to say it right now. If you have a better game, comment down below. Pizza Palace, it's like you make pizzas and then like you give them to the customers, and like, but you can like upgrade your stuff. It's really good. But I've been trying to get to level 10 for so long. There's only 18 levels, and you think it's a kid's game, but it's hard. It's really hard.
No, well, we were on Zoom the one night, and you were sharing your screen, and it's a lot for like Webkins. Like, I just feel like it's a lot. Like, they're asking for a lot in the game.
Yeah, especially when you get like a 3-topping pizza. It's crazy, and there's different sizes pizzas. It's a lot, guys.
Like, we've also been playing Club Penguin, and like, if you played Club Penguin, you know, like the pizza game in Club Penguin, this one trumps it, because in the pizza one on Club Penguin, all you're doing is putting some sauce and a couple toppings. And this one, you got to go to the oven. You got to put it into the oven. And if you don't do it fast enough, these people are getting angry.
Oh yeah, they get so mad. You think that Webkins people do not get mad, but they get mad.
But
yeah, so
I was impressed because you really had everything memorized.
Oh yeah, I have the first couple levels memorized. Like the first level, they only want quarter pizza. The second level, you want to do quarter pizza, half pizza, quarter pizza, half pizza, stuff like that.
Just a little inside for those trying to win the game. That's how you get past level 2 to 3. Well, that's what also threw me off is that you can make different sized pizzas. I was like, this is a lot.
Yeah, and then once you get like more pizza makers, it just gets more intense. My goal is to get to.
We'll start a gaming YouTube channel, and then it's just Pizza Palace. You're just playing Pizza Palace. It's just us on Zoom, and you're playing Pizza Palace, and I'm making some commentary in the background.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's our new YouTube
concept.
channel.
Leave a comment if you'd want to watch.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Just saying. You guys are bored. Come on, we know. But yeah, that's been fun. Club Penguin's been fun because Jeffrey's favorite thing to do, more than play the games and to do anything else, is to get a cool house or igloo,
throw an
if you will,
igloo party.
And throw an igloo party. One night we had a really good igloo party. You really have to go on the streets and find people and invite them back to your igloo. But I think I found the most people, right? Because I found those 2 people at the coffee shop.
First 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
We met a couple friends. We met a couple enemies. It's just the way the cookie
we got in a
crumbles.
full-on fight with someone. I wouldn't recommend. But anyway, so yeah, we done the Club Penguin. We played Real Life Sorry. We've done the Webkins.
No, I'm afraid we're gonna run out of stuff. But I also think that because we're still on spring break, so once spring break actually is over next week, I feel like the days are gonna go by faster.
No, I think so too. Because right now my schedule is I do whatever I do in the morning, but at 8:30 it always turns game time. But I feel like that'll get pushed back. Because at 8:30 I'm bored with the day. I need some games.
Well, that's why I'm I want school to start back up, but also I'm also it was nice. I cleaned my room and I did a full deep clean of my room. I vacuumed under the bed. I vacuumed in places I probably haven't vacuumed in a year. And I was like, this is nice. My room has never stayed so clean and pristine.
Oh yeah, I've done so many things I would have never done in 100 years. I switched bedrooms with my brother about a year ago and had these shelves in my old bedroom. And maybe not a whole year. It's somewhere around a year though. It was a big amount of time. And I've never put up the shelves, and I finally did that. And yeah, there's so many things. Cleaning,
no, I know.
odd things.
It's a tough situation, but I also think if my mom was always saying find a positive in everything. So the positive is that I got to do a couple things that I've needed to do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but no, I do agree. I think when school gets back, the days are gonna go by faster. Because I've really been trying to make everything into an event. Getting the microphone today was the hugest event of my entire life.
I know. It was the highlight of my week.
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going outside. I have an event to go to. It's the parking lot. I'm going to see Jeffrey. He's going to be in his car. It's going to be great.
Well, I feel like for me personally, I have been getting up every day and I'm trying to stay in a schedule. I will get up, I will shower, I will do my hair, stuff like that. Just to feel like I've done something, to be oh, I am going somewhere. I'm not actually going anywhere, but I'm ooh, but at any second I could go somewhere if I needed to go somewhere.
Oh yeah, no. I've been trying to, get up at the same time every day, and especially because you're gonna have to get up for school. I don't think that any of my classes are gonna be you have to be on at this certain time, but to get my schoolwork done and stuff like that, you have to get up, you have to get moving.
I'm gonna dedicate time to do schoolwork so that I have some sort of structured schedule.
Oh yeah, school time. Lunch in the middle after school snack.
Oh yeah, we have been having our Tuesday, Thursday lunch.
Oh yeah, don't you worry guys. We've been having our Tuesday, Thursday lunch.
I did mess up a little bit today. I was cooking a burger. I did not anticipate that a burger would take 20 minutes to cook. Well, I don't think it took a full 20 minutes, but by the time I had to call my dad, ask how to turn the grill on, the grill actually has to heat up, and then I had to put the bun on. And then when I was making a burger, my sister and brother wanted a burger, so then it was a whole ordeal, and everyone was having a burger for lunch.
Yeah, and then at that point I was finished my lunch. So I moved on with my day.
So now I know how long it takes to cook a burger, and for next time I will start the burger at 1:00.
Perfect.
Maybe 1:30.
Oh, maybe, we'll see how it goes. But we're trying, Tuesday, Thursday lunch is a very important part of my routine. So we're going to try to keep that up. I don't know what else we usually do during the week.
I don't know.
Maybe I'll just try to sit outside your Monday class because usually when Jeffrey has his Monday class, I sit in the lobby of the building and do my work while he does his work, but in class. It's kind of a weird setup, but maybe I'll just sit on FaceTime while you're
because I do have to go live for that class from 3 to 6.
Oh wait, but then I could be in the class. My dream. Because I always talked about just walking into Jeffrey's class and just pretending like I belong. So the dream.
Do you want to take a break and then
let's take a break.
We'll really kick it off after the break.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, no, I'm clicking the wrong button. Oh, we're still learning how to use Zoom. Okay, guys, we are back. It is
Yeah.
it's very different taking a break on Zoom than it is in real life, because when we take a break in real life, we're just like, we like stop the podcast. And we're like, okay, let's take a breather and let's talk about things we can't talk about on the podcast. And then, but when we're doing this, because Zoom only lets you record for 40 minutes unless you pay like $100-something, and we are
I'll take that.
we are not doing that. Okay, we're going to tell you that off the bat. So when we finished recording, we had to hang up, let that video convert into a video format. And that took a little long because it was like a video podcast. So, wow, we were sitting there personally, I was just sitting there for 5 minutes watching it convert. I was just like, okay, well, how long is it gonna take?
Yeah, I was just sitting watching my text messages with Jeffrey and waiting for him to send me a new Zoom thing. Like, because he has to send you like a thing. I mean, anyone can send you. It's not just Jeffrey. He doesn't own Zoom. He's not the only person in South Jersey who can use Zoom. But anyway, oh my gosh, bleep out South Jersey. Oh, I said it again. Just kidding. You know that much.
Yeah, they've already got that much.
You could put 2 and 2 together. You guys are smart. And but anyway, so you have to like send a link. So then I was just waiting. Jeffrey just sent me the text messages were literally like, oh, I want to talk about this when we get back, and it's at 25%. Done. And then I was like, great.
60%.
And then I was like, great. So it's a little weird, but
yeah,
it's an adjustment period.
Yeah, we're gonna get used to it, and who knows how long we'll be on Zoom. We'll figure it out, everyone. But I guess I got a little story to tell. So, of course, the quarantine happens. We're all inside our houses, and then we notice that. Well, we noticed this before the quarantine, and we scheduled the appointment before the quarantine. We noticed that my dog's eye, she's getting a little older. She's about 13, and she's getting older. So her right eye is getting like a little weird. So we were like, okay, let's call the doctor or the vet, because we've talked to the vet about it before, like when we've gone for appointments, and they said like, keep an eye on it. If it gets worse, let us know. So it's getting a little bad. So we were like, okay, let's schedule an appointment. So they're like, how does like whatever 2 days ago's date was, like, how does March 24th work? And my mom was like, great, because nobody knew we were going to be in a quarantine. So anyway, my mom was like, I am so scared to go. Somebody needs to go with me. And I said, I'm not leaving this house. Now this is not like me. I would go through anything for my dog. And if my sister wouldn't have agreed to go with my mom, yes, I would have been in the car going to the vet. But they took very like great precautions. My mom said like, you had to like check in online, and you didn't leave your car. Like the vet came to your car, got the dog, and like they didn't even like take your leash. Like they unclipped our leash and then clipped their own leash on it, so that like they weren't taking their leash inside with them. And then they went inside, they did everything. Like they checked out her eye, and then they called my mom, and then we're like, here's what it is. Awesome. Great. Now you can pay over the phone, like with your card, so that like they don't ever have to touch your card or anything. So shout out to that veterinarian.
Yeah, that's cool.
For being so amazing and having that concept, and being so socially distant while still taking care of my sweet Bella. So anyway, then they've been there for a while. So I text my mom. I'm like, what's the news? What's going on with Bella? You keeping me in the dark for too long, because they were there for so long.
Oh, really?
And oh yeah. And my mom said that my dog does have an ulcer on her eye, which is very sad, but they gave her 2 different types of pills and eye drops, and they said that they can hopefully it'll like go down, because there's a lot of pressure in her eye because of it. Which, look at me being a medical doctor with all these terms. Oh my gosh. And so anyway, they just want to get the pressure down so that she doesn't have to go see a doggy ophthalmologist.
Oh.
Did not know they had those. But anyway.
I did not know.
So they were like, we don't want her like messing with the eye after we put like eye drops in, and like she might try to start to mess with it and stuff. So they had to put a little cone on her. She is not a big fan of the cone. The cone is
Aw.
not the weight.
Not our friend.
Does not like it. No, not her friend. I put the cone on myself to teach her that yes, the cone is safe and the cone is our friend. Of course I did. Did she still cry when the cone was on? Of course she did.
Aw.
Yeah, she does not
Wait, you
like the
put it
cone.
on?
Oh, of course I put the cone on, because when we put the cone on, she stood there, did not move, and was just whimpering. And we were like, Bella, you have to have the cone on for your safety. So, okay, look, the cone is so that she doesn't like mess with her eye. So if she is sitting with us on the couch and she is sitting with someone and someone is watching her, we do take the cone off because we'll see if she starts messing with her eye. But if she is by herself, cone's got to be clipped on, which she doesn't like it. And I would not like it either, because when I had the cone on, every time you speak, you can just hear yourself echoed in the background. And there's not a comfortable way to lay with the cone on. Anyway. She went to the vet again today and the pressure is going down.
Oh,
so good news is she just has to keep on the pills, keep on the eye drops, and in a week she's going to go back. But of course, all of this happens when we're supposed to be in quarantine. But since that is an essential thing, and like it's a doggy doctor appointment, we do have to take her. And like I said, they're doing great. They are living their best lives. They are keeping their social distance from all their customers. And we gave Bella a bath when she came home. Don't you worry. Oh yeah,
that's good.
Smelled nice and fresh. But anyway, in order to get her to take the pills, we had to put it in peanut butter. And Bella has now learned that if we come with her with some peanut butter, there's a pill in it. She is getting smart. So we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to get a couple creative ways on how to give her the pill. So if anyone has any creative ways to give their dog their pill, let us know, because she needs to take two pills twice a day. So.
And she learned quick.
And she did learn quick.
But doesn't she like peanut butter?
She does like peanut butter, but she knows the pills in it now.
Oh.
She knows. She's like, okay, I know what's in here. I know what you're trying to do. I'm smarter than this. And she also now learns that we've been putting the eye drops in. Like we put her up on this chair, and then like someone like comes behind her to put the eye drops in. And she's also learned now too that if she gets on the chair, she's like, okay, something's about to come in my eye.
She's smarty.
But don't worry, like the doctor said, like this is just helping her. So she's like, she's probably in a little bit of pain because of the eye. So if anything, the drops are probably giving her relief. So we don't know why she does not like the drops.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, I'll keep you updated on Bella. Again, if anyone has any comments, let me know.
Oh yeah, keep us updated. Our little Bella.
Of course. Well, I try to make a TikTok about the situation, just because like it's a dog, it's TikTok, and I want to be TikTok famous. So I put up a little TikTok of her and it got no views, which is, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I had to take it down. I privated it just because I was like, okay, I might re-upload it, because let me tell you, it got no views. And I think it's because of all this quarantine stuff that is going on. That is all the content on TikTok. So nobody wanted my dog content.
Oh, darn. But that is not like Jeffrey. Usually he gets all the views. He is a king of TikTok.
Not the king of TikTok. No, but that was my lowest viewed video. And like even my first TikTok got more views than that. And I was like, whoa, okay.
What's wrong here? And it is very funny. So I really enjoyed it.
Okay, so keep an eye out for when I re-upload it after all this blows over.
Jeffrey Rodnowski.
I'll unprivate it.
But yeah, anyway, so that is Jeffrey's quarantine life, is not taking his dog to the vet.
Maybe I'll get a little brave, because also my mom really tried to tempt me to go to the vet with her, because she just got a new car and she's like, I'll let you drive it if you come to the vet with me. And I was like, I raise you one and say, I'll just drive it after the quarantine. And then she's like, nope, now or never. And I was like, nope, guess I'm not going. Which again, like I said, if my sister wouldn't have agreed to go with my mom, I would have been there in a heartbeat. I would do anything for my dog. Oh no, are you frozen? I really just thought you were really intensely in my conversation. Oh no. Wait, are you on Frozen now?
Oh wait, yeah. I'm on Frozen.
I just thought you were really listening to my story because you were stuck in
I am so sorry.
Oh no, you're sorry. You were stuck in like this position. You were like, so I thought you were like, oh wow.
Oh, on the other side, I was like, Jeffrey.
I wonder how that is on the recording.
You were
Like, are you
like
gonna...
this. You're like. So yeah, I don't know how that records.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wait, but what were you saying?
Oh, I just said that do you hear? I said that my mom tried to tempt me to go, and she's like, "You can drive my new car," and I was like, "I'll raise you one better."
Oh wait, I did hear that.
Yeah, and then
responded to that, but then it was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's that is my quarantine in a nutshell.
Yeah, but yeah, in conclusion, we'll be driving the car after the quarantine.
Yeah, after the quarantine. Joke's on her.
Speaking of driving cars, kind of, for like quarantine, whatever, they were like, I'm obviously not at college, so I had to clean out my dorm. And I cleaned out my dorm in 3 waves. My first wave was like, my mom picked me up for like spring break, but then it turned into forever. So then I had to go back. So my mom picked me up for spring break, and I brought all my clothes with me because I was like, that's what I need for spring break is like my clothes. And then my second wave was that our pre-K pals' parents took me, and I grabbed more stuff, like, and it was just like other essentials, kind of, not really. It was like my stuffed animals, but I like that was the next thing to come. Essential. And then the third wave is that I went with our friend Megan to go clean out my dorm. And I forget, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I think it was like 2 Mondays ago that I had to go clean it out. I don't even know.
Well, did they, just as a question, did they like give you a date of when it had to be cleaned out by, or were you just like, no, I'm getting it all now?
I was like, I should probably get it now because now it's like, because they said, well, first they were like, oh, everyone can still live there. Like we're just not having class anymore here. So if you want to still live here, here you go. You're not getting your money back, but you can live there if you want. So that's how they got around, I think, like not like whatevering, which like whatever they got to do. But anyway, so then that was the original thing. But then I was like, they're probably going to close it. Like they're saying that they're keeping it open, but they're probably going to close it. And I was right. They're closing it. So now people still haven't moved out, and it's like good thing I went earlier because it's getting like more difficult to like, they're like, oh, you have to set an appointment, and you like, there can only be like 2 people moving out in the building at the same time. So good thing I went when I could go. And so anyway, so we went, and it was, well, first I should have brought the van. That's the first thing, because I just brought my little tiny car because my mom, she went to work, so like she took the van, and I was like, oh, I wanted to take that. And then so I took my car, and we drove there, and I was like, all this stuff is not going to fit in it, so we had to let a few things go along the way.
Wait, what did you let go? Wait, did you let that cube storage thing go?
Yes. Side story, Jeffrey made the cube storage thing, and he did a really good job on it, and it took him a really long time, but it really didn't fit in the car, so...
No, we're going back. After this is all over, we're going back for it.
Yeah, well,
wait, as I was throwing it... Oh, you threw it away? We're going back for it.
They had like big dumpsters for moving out, so then I threw it away. It really didn't fit. I mean, I have the cubes that go inside of it, so
I'll just have to rebuild another.
Yeah, no, as I was throwing it away, I said, I hope Jeffrey doesn't mind building another, because I'm gonna need another one next year. But the little baskets, well, you didn't really have some of those. As I was also putting my stuff away, I realized, because we didn't have the podcast back when I moved into my dorm, but Jeffrey did a lot of the work when I was moving into my dorm. When I moved in, it was Jeffrey and then our friend Megan who were there, and then my mom and my aunt were probably there for like an hour, and then they just kind of left. they were like, oh, we'll just let you do your thing. So then they went to go get lunch, and then they came back and they're like, wow, you guys are making great headway. Bye. We're just gonna go home. My mom just left. But yeah, so Jeffrey and Megan did most of the work for my room. Jeffrey installed my window fan. He made the shelves.
Drew a couple pictures on some plastic.
Put a couple pictures on some plastic. Yeah, he did a lot. So when I was taking it apart, I was really like, wow, look at all the stuff that Jeffrey and Megan did for me. And now we're just taking it apart a little bit too early. And then so I threw that away. I threw away the rug, but the rug. That rug. It was not a great rug, and there's a big stain on it too that happened like my first week of having it. That rug had to go.
The rugs we have to let go.
Yeah, the rugs had to let go. No way it was fitting in my car, and I was really okay with letting that go.
Yeah. Also, you would have to store the rug for a really long time because it's not even like normally when you move out of college, you'll be back in like 3 months. Now it's gonna be like you'll be back in 5 months.
Yeah. So that was a non-issue. There's other stuff I can't remember, but anyway, we got all the stuff out, but with not without issue because we're taking a couple trips back and forth to the car, and then in true Erin fashion, when I walk out the room, I say, I left all my keys and all my stuff inside the room, and now it's locked.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did, Jeffrey. I really did. So I had to go to a building and get a spare key. And then they said, aren't you moving out today? And I said, yes, but I just locked my keys in the dorm. Had to get a spare key, had to get a spare also swipe card. And I didn't even have my car keys because at that point, if I had my car keys, I would have just left. I would have been just like, all that stuff in there I don't need it because we had to walk all the way to, how far that building is.
It is a walk. I know what building you're talking about now.
It's really not that far, but
it's not what you wanted to do that day.
No, because we already went up and down the steps a couple times. And Jeffrey, I wanted to leave this a surprise because I'm making a vlog about it, but I'll just have to tell you because I had to tell the fans on the pod. We kind of got fed up. I hope my mom can't hear this upstairs. We kind of got fed up with going up and down the steps.
Did you drop stuff out the window?
Yeah, we dropped stuff out the window. And
why?
Wait. Oh, the vlogs are so funny because it was like pillows. I threw a couple pillows away that I never used. Like that big armchair pillow that when I was putting it on my bed, I said, oh, I'll never use it. Never used it. My fishing pole. But as I am fishing poles, a time frame. That's another story. As I'm throwing out not as I'm throwing out the stuff. To throw out the stuff, you know how there's a screen in the window?
Yeah.
And the screen is not like a normal screen. Like you can't just pull it up. It pops all the way out. So I could pop it out real good, and I popped it out, and then I was throwing the stuff out, and then but you can't bring it back in.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you dropped the screen. You dropped the screen?
Yeah, I dropped the screen. Because as I'm trying to put it back in, I dropped the screen. And then as the screen drops, there's Rowan security riding on his little bike. He doesn't notice at all. But then there's people in the dorm across from us, and they are taking videos, and they are laughing. And the one girl gets her roommate, and they are all laughing because I dropped the screen out the window. Oh, wait.
Oh, no. Did you have to
wait, I also threw the rug out the window. Wait, guys. I might have to share this video. It is so funny. But
again,
anyway.
Watch our YouTube channel because
yeah, that might have to go up. But yeah, no, the run police, nobody. And then so I just had to walk back down, get the screen, bring it back up, and we were all good.
I can't believe that happened.
Yeah, it was all the things. It was, in retrospect, it was not worth it. It was worth it for the rug because I do not know how I would carry down that rug.
Oh yeah.
But for the other
Rowan
stuff,
security had bigger things on their hands. Bigger fish to fry.
They had bigger fish to fry. But yeah, anyway, that was my story of moving out. Everything is back safely in my house that I need. The video, so we'll have to get the video up. It's
Yeah.
really it's a hoot. Um, but yeah, everything is back safely.
I guess that's really it for this week, I guess, right?
Yeah, that was my biggest story, I guess, of the 2
Yeah.
weeks that we haven't been recording. Yeah, so I guess that's all we have. Wrap it up.
This is our first podcast with the new name.
New name, new Zoom, new video.
Zoom. Oh, I know.
New logo. We have a lot of new things, guys.
Exciting things. We are so excited to share it with you. We have a couple projects in the works.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just watching, you just saw some nonverbal communication between us.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing.
Anyway, make sure you like our Instagram. Again, like I said, look out for our YouTube channel. Look out for some Facebook stuff. We are going multi-platform.
Yeah, the Facebook guys. Check that out.
I guess that's it. Everyone stay safe, social distance.
Yep.
Stay at home unless you really, really, really have to go out. If you do have to work during this time, thank you for working and stay safe. Be nice to everyone.
Stay safe.
Okay?
Yeah. Thanks, guys. All right.
As the Wildcats once said, we're all in this together, okay?
Yep.
What
all right.
Team? Okay.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.